You are here with me on a really random occasion, right? I was going to film a fit vlog, but I was gonna do it yesterday because yesterday was Monday, and Simon wasn't gonna go to the gym with me because I always feel like if I take my camera and I try to like vlog at the gym, like he's always embarrassed because you guys know that he doesn't like being on camera like ever. So I'm always like paranoid and I don't want to embarrass him. So I didn't really feel like going to the gym yesterday because I didn't bring my stuff with me, so I had to come home and I got comfortable and stuff, and I was just like, you know what? There's a bunch of laundry to hang up. Sammy usually does that, but he cleaned up the whole house this weekend, so I was like, might as well be a good girlfriend. I was about to say wife. Girl, you are not married. No, but I was like, I might as well be a good girlfriend and hang the stuff up for him. To adjust this, I've never filmed like, I filmed sitting down like one time before. And I obviously didn't post it, so just trying to get adjusted to this. But this is my living room, guys. So today I wanted to just sit down and talk to you guys so I could post a video. I don't want to call this a story time because I feel like there's enough story time videos out there. So I'm just going to call this a real life story. That happened to me, say like 2010 through 2012. I worked at a grocery store, just a local grocery store in Waukegan, and I probably shouldn't say the name, but I mean, it's not like they did anything wrong, but I worked at a grocery store and there was all types of people that used to go there. It's probably one of the biggest grocery stores there, so almost everyone used to go there all the time. And I've never actually told the story to anyone else besides my family, and then of course the girls that worked there at the time knew all about it. And there was this guy that would go in, and there was a lot of times where, you know, guys would like go in and go shopping, and then eventually if you're a really nice cashier, like you get your regular people. So this guy, I honestly, I do remember his name. I don't want to say his name, but just in fear of him actually watching this. But yeah, so this guy, he ended up becoming a regular. He said he always told me how pretty I was and how nice I was, and how he always wanted to come to just my register when I was there because he really liked how nice I was. So I was like, okay, whatever, you know, there was multiple people at the time that were like that would just come to my register because I honestly, like, I feel like I'm a really nice person right off the bat regardless, and I just say hello to everyone and I try to give everyone really nice customer service. I feel like I was just brought up that way because my mom has always been like in the management leadership type, so she's always been really polite and just like kind. So that's kind of how I come off to a lot of people. And this guy, he would always come to my register. After a while of him coming every so often, he started bringing me things, and at first I was like, oh, he's just being really nice, you know, whatever. So he would bring me like bags, like gift bags, and like it would have like jewelry, like gift cards, and just like a bunch of random stuff in it. And I would just like, I don't know, like I just didn't know how to react. I'd just say, oh, thank you, and you know, he'd go about his way like he just gave me gifts. And then eventually, like, he started bringing them more often, like almost every time that he would come in, and I ended up telling my mom about it. I'm like, yeah, there's like, cause she ended up asking me like, where's all this stuff coming from? Cause he would bring me like it wasn't like anything expensive. It was mostly like candy, like he would bring gift cards. It wasn't like hundreds of dollars or anything like that. But he would bring gift cards from like Aeropostale and like just random like little stores that he probably thought that I was into, but I really was not into Aeropostale. But yeah, so he would just bring like random stuff like that, and then finally, like when he started kind of catching me off guard, like bringing up all these gifts, I ended up telling my mom, and she was like, that's so weird. She's like, I wonder what he wants from you. And I'm like, what the heck? Like, what do you mean? What does he want from me? Like, I'm his cashier. He wants to ring up. And she was like, no, she's like, girl, guys do not gift girls things just for nothing, especially if you're just like, basically that's it. Like if you're just his cashier, like why is he constantly buying you stuff? So I kind of got that in my head. Like this guy was a really nice guy. Like he honestly, until the very end, he did not give me like a creeper vibe, nothing. Like, he was just a really nice guy. The whole time, every time he would come, like the girls already knew him, they would say hello, and like he would ask for me when I wasn't there and stuff like that. And like sometimes he would even tell me about his family. Like one time he came in and he told me how his grandmother had passed away, and I felt so bad for him. I just felt like we were friends type of thing. So weird, I know, because I want to say that he was probably like in his 50s. When the last time I spoke with him, he kind of gave me a vibe like he knew that I thought he was old. And I don't know if he didn't feel old or if he actually wasn't that old and he just looked older. But like he kind of gave me like a snarky remark the last time I spoke with him. I was talking to him about college because in 2012 I had graduated high school. So he was talking to me about what college I was going to, and I was like, you know what, like I really don't know what I want to do, so I'm gonna just start off at CLC, do my first 2 years there. And he had gone to a university. I think he went to Western Illinois University, and I was kind of thinking about going to that university because I was interested in criminal justice. So a lot of people that were going for criminal justice were going there. And he proceeded to tell me that he actually played baseball for Western Illinois University. So he said that he knew a lot of people, he knew the director, and that he could get me in. And he also told me that he worked at a really wealthy company and that he could pay for my tuition. And that kind of like threw me off. I'm just like, you don't know me. Why would you offer to pay for someone's tuition who you really don't know and who's just your cashier? So I just ended up telling him that day, I was like, well, what would you, like, what can I give you in return? Like, there's not much that I'd be able to offer you. And he's like, what are you talking about? Like, he like gave me like a weird look, like, I don't want anything from you. And I was just like, okay, well, I'm like, I just feel like you're giving me these things, and I'm like, and I don't have anything to offer you, is basically what I told him. Like, I literally just said, and I really don't have anything to offer you. And he was just like, he's like, no, he's like, I just want you to be my friend. He's like, the way that everything has been going. And I was like, yeah, you're just much older, you know, and I don't know what kind of friendship I can even offer you. And he's like, well, how old are you? And I'm like, I believe I was like 17, 18 at that time. And he was like, well, how old do you think that I am? I'm like, a lot older than me. And he just was like, no, he's like, I'm really not. He's like, I can't imagine being that much older than you. And I was just like, okay, whatever. He left that day, and I kind of felt eerie about it. And then it was in February when he came back, and it was around Valentine's Day, and I was working at the very front cashier that day. And if you know the store that I'm talking about, the first what is it called? Like the first register that's there, right across from it, like there's like a shelf of magazines. And he came and he brought me my gift, and he asked me to open it in front of him, and I was like, no, but like first he came, he brought a gift, and I was like, oh, I don't want it. I'm like, please just get your money back. I'm like, there's nothing that I can offer you, just take your gift back. And he was like, no, I bought this for you, I'm not returning it. I'm like, maybe you should give it to your wife. And he's like, no, I bought it for you. Did I know he was married or not? No, I kind of assumed so since he was older, but I don't know if he was married. So he was like, no, I got the gift for you. He's like, keep it. And he like walked away, or so I thought, but he walked towards that shelf of magazines, and I had customers that were behind him, so I just grabbed the gift bag and I put it, because like there was like these little cubbies under the drawers, under the registers, so I put it in the little cubby hole, and I left it there, and he just stood there by the magazines, just watching me ring up all these customers, watching people come and go. And then finally, when the last customer left, he like went back and he was like, can you please open up your gift? And I was like, no, I don't want to open it up right now, can you please go? So he left that day, and I ended up telling my supervisors and managers about him, and I told him that I started to feel funny because of him just staring at me. Oh, my battery's about to die, I better hurry up. I just felt funny for the fact that he was just standing there staring at me and waiting for me to open up a gift that I wasn't going to open up. So I ended up telling them about him, and the last time he went in there, I wasn't there, but all the girls that knew about him were there, and they ended up kicking him out, and they told him he could never come back because I believe he asked for me, and they ended up kicking him out and told him he could never come back. So I felt really bad because, like I said, I never got a creepy vibe from this guy until that last day. So I just felt really bad, but at the same time, it's just like, eventually I feel like he would have wanted something to do with me, whether it was friendship or anything like that. I just didn't feel right, like, taking any gifts from him, knowing that I could not offer him anything in return. So, moral of the story is, don't accept gifts the first time, because they obviously think that that's okay, and they'll continue to do that. Soon after that, my car started getting vandalized in the parking lot from that same place where I worked. So I don't know if it was him or if it was like some random girls, but they were just writing with permanent marker really mean things on my car, and I would constantly get my car egged until I totaled that car. And I got a new car, and they obviously probably didn't know what kind of car it was, which leads me to believe that it was this guy. So I don't know whatever happened to him, or if it was him that was vandalizing my car, but that's a whole different story, and if you guys would like me to tell you about that, I can go ahead and tell another life story. So there was a bunch of crazy stuff just going on while I worked there. It was just super random. But either way, I hope that you guys enjoyed,